Hey, character debates time. I am your social influencing host, Michael Harrison. Today we are talking about the elderly on social media. Social media refers to sites where people can exchange information, entertainment, and genital pics. Among the fastest growing user group of platforms such as Facebook and Instagram turns out to be senior citizens that are older than 65. I have a guest on today who is directly affected by this trend because his 66-year-old father is addicted to social media and he just doesn't like it. So here to debate that old people should be banned from all social media, we have Chase Valentine. How you doing, Chase?
I'm not doing well. This problem has been plaguing me for quite some time.
Good.
I find
then you're the right person to have on here.
Oh, absolutely. I find the amount of people on social media disgusting.
Yes, the old people?
The old people,
Yeah.
they sicken me.
Okay.
Now you're looking through your social media app. I don't know what your algorithm is, but my algorithm has been tailored. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Every video I get ass jiggling, maybe some oiled ass jiggling.
Ooh.
The next thing you know, you see your dad's face.
Yeah.
Horrible. Takes you out of the mood. I think they need to be completely banned from all social platforms.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
Did that actually happen? Did you see your dad's face?
I'm pleading the fifth on this.
Okay, well, the good news, your opponent happens to be your dad. Here to argue that old people should be allowed on social media, we have your papa. We've got Jim Valentine. How you doing, Jim?
Hey, good to be here. Hey, kiddos. Tic Tac Dad here. That's what you should call me. Tic Tac Dad. That's my handle. Tic
Okay.
Tac Dad. So go ahead and give me a follow out there, kiddos.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I don't know why he's so angry about seeing my face. I mean, I'm the one who made him, so, you know, I should be pretty inspired. I mean, I hate to cock block my own son, but, you know, sometimes we got to make content.
Right, that's right. I mean, it could be awful, very awkward if he got off in between that ass jiggling to your face.
Well, you got to be careful when you shoot your load.
Yeah.
So you can't be doing that while you're moving your thumb up and down. We've all made that mistake on one too many swipes.
I getcha. Now, here to judge this epic debate, we have the owner of the Saggy Nuts Retirement Home. Here to lend his expertise, I'm happy to welcome Pete Glaston. Hey, Pete, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Michael. Doing good. Anything to get me out of old Saggy Nuts Retirement Home. Jesus Christ, that place has taken years off of me, decades.
Really? How was your day today?
Oh my God! You want to talk about oily asses, kid? My God, Saggy Nuts Retirement Home, chock full of them. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of bedpans in my time.
Oh, I bet you have.
It's turned my heart icy.
Now,
solid.
Why are you the perfect, I guess, judge for this debate?
Well, because I've been thinking about getting internet in my retirement home.
Yeah.
In my retirement community. But I'm slow to change with things, and I'm a little worried about it because a lot of the old timers have been bringing in the internet on their phones here and there.
Oh, yeah?
They're not supposed to, but we kind of let them get away with it for a little while.
Yeah.
But then things got out of hand. At first, they were just watching old Matlock reruns, falling asleep, not bothering anybody. They had Alzheimer's. They thought they'd seen that episode 0 times. They'd seen it 87 times. It kept them occupied. But
that sounds good.
Yeah, but then some of them started doing TikTok challenges. They started twerking.
Oh.
They started doing the milk crate thing. One guy claimed he invented it back in 1927. He fell. He broke his hip. 9 other hips of people recording. Luckily, I made some money off it. I yelled "World Star" while the whole thing was happening, and I got it on tape. But that's not happening every time.
Yeah, that sounds like you have a chance to go viral. Just like taking pictures of all
I
this.
can, but then I got to pay for all the hips. I got to mop up all the blood and teeth.
Okay.
It's a whole goddamn ordeal.
All right.
So,
that sounds like too much work. I feel you.
It is, but then I'm like, it also kind of makes my job easier when they're not hurting themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like, does the yin outweigh the yang?
Yeah.
Does the broken hips and dentures getting lodged into people's septums, does that outweigh them not bothering me and watching Matlock? I don't know.
Dang.
We'll find out today.
Matlock's a good program.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, then let's get right to it. Let's start off with the opening statement of TikTok Dad. Hey, TikTok Dad, what is your opening statement to why the elderly should be allowed on social media?
Well, that's a great question, Mike. And I think that, you know, it's about not just elderly people getting on social media, but everybody.
Yeah.
It's about being an open space for people to be able to explore pieces of their mind, their creative side, and being able to, you know, do stuff to feel young again. again. You know, we don't all have to be how we appear. I mean, what's the difference between an influencer house and this guy's retirement home? As far as I'm concerned, almost nothing.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
It could be
That's
this-
what we say in the brochure, but it ain't necessarily true. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We fudge that line.
Yeah, so you know, it's about access to everybody. I want to be able to make viral TikToks just like the rest of them, and put out Instagram reels and make little Facebook posts with my opinions. And,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be restricted from that. I think it should be open for everybody.
Wow. So you're just totally anti-age discrimination.
Yeah, there should be no age discrimination, you know,
feel
and
ya.
even if I was younger, I'd think that too. So that's something to think about. That.
Yeah, I wonder who raised him. So, but let's find out what his opinion is. Your son, your opponent, why do you believe, Chase, that the elderly should not be on social media?
As I've stated before, it's disgusting.
Yes.
Having old people on any social platform, like saying what's the difference between a TikTok house and an old age home? Sex appeal. That's the big difference. That is what the baseline is. We're getting on social platforms to see people that are delicious to look at, and old people remind you of death and your mortality. The last thing, the least boner-inducing thing you could ever have happen to you is reminded that you're going to die. Also, they are the most easily manipulated by any social platform. They get caught up in all the Nigerian prince schemes. They get caught up in everything that's going to pull money out of their wallets and just make the platform more dangerous for everyone else.
Yes.
They're the ones who are getting caught up in all this flat earth stuff.
Okay, I feel you there. Actually, you brought up sex appeal. I think that could be anyone's kink. I recently looked it up. What is it? Social media has opened the door for people to be groomed by sexual predators. So this question's a TikTok dad. Since old people
Whoa,
are...
I've never groomed anybody.
No, not you.
Most of the elderly people in my home could use a little groom.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty rank in there.
Yeah, right.
It's pretty goddamn rank.
Sorry, I
But
thought you were
what is
accusing me.
it,
I was going
TikTok
to say.
dad? Since old people are so trusting, aren't you nervous that young people who are thirsty for some elder booty might successfully get into old people's girdles or diapers? Have people slipped into your DMs and tried to make such advances?
Oh, of course. I mean, everybody's got a kink, like you said. So you know,
Yeah.
some people are into the young guys with the abs and all that, and other people are into the dead butts, which has been a real big turnaround for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
here.
don't get me wrong. I'm happily married. You know, I'm not going to leave my lovely wife Cher, but I would hate to, you know, have these women get lost. I mean, everyone likes to feel good. Everyone likes to be told that they're doing stuff right and that they look great. So yeah, let it come. I mean, if they
But these young, like 20-year-old female sexual predators trying to have sex with our senior citizens, don't you think that's
Disgusting.
outrageous?
The woman who slid into his DMs, I wouldn't consider a young woman. She was a server at an IHOP. She has an eye patch. And
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's 36 years old.
yeah, well, yeah, but she, you know,
Even
I mean,
her iPad said IHOP. It was creepy.
Okay.
I mean, she was a hot number though. That one. I mean, who else would you want making you breakfast in the morning?
She was hot.
I mean, it's gotta be the IHOP lady.
Right.
You remember the one-eyed nurse from Kill Bill?
Yes.
Looked like her grandma. It was hot. She was awesome.
A Milwaukee soft 7.
I think I saw her on TikTok. What she goes under? What is it? The hashtag. What is it? IHOP pirate. Would that be it?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
Yeah,
At least that's her only hand spandle, from what I've heard.
All right, well, that makes a good point. What is it?
Anyway, I mean, to answer your question, yeah, let them fuck me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm open arms. I mean,
So you don't mind old people being groomed?
no, I think old people should be groomed, like he said. I mean, they could use some grooming. I mean,
Okay,
we
good.
need some confidence. I've spent the last 30 years getting just buried by my wife. I mean, she does not find me attractive one bit. So to find a young gal that happens to find, even if it's a young fella, who cares? Nice words are nice words.
Yeah, yes, these old people about manscaping. They think you're talking about the days when women weren't allowed to landscape, you know? They have no idea what that is.
I still wouldn't trust a woman cutting my grass.
All right. Well, let's go over to what is it? Chase's other point. Senior citizens, turns out, are swindled out of more than $700 million a year in online fraud. So, TikTok dad, aren't you worried how this will affect your selfish offspring who are expecting that money in the will? You know, like Chase. With the way the economy's going, that might be the only time when people from his generation will be able to acquire a decent amount of money in the bank.
I mean, I think that's terrible. I mean, these kids, they're so greedy, aren't they? They just take. I mean, they take my money, but they won't take my advice. I mean, I've been trying to get him to improve his TikTok channel for a long time now, and he won't take my advice. Instead, he just wants the money. I mean, have I fallen for a couple of scams online? Yes, of course, but who hasn't? You know, it's everybody.
That's fair.
So for me, I mean, technically I've broken even on TikTok. I make a little bit of money, but then I kind of, I get scammed out of some of it. So technically, no harm, no foul.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I know a lot of the kids the people living in my home take their money all the time.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. The families of the people at my home are worse than the families in $1 Million Babies. They're real assholes.
What's an example? How have you lost some money?
Well, they'll call you up and say, like, hey, we got your son hostage. And I'm like, I'm looking at him right now. I don't think he's hostage. But they're pretty convincing.
Yeah.
So I start to think, well, maybe this isn't really my son. And then I just give him the money. And then all of a sudden, I go back to Chase here. And he's like, Dad, what are you doing? I say, geez, they get me again.
The horny singles in his area get him quite a bit.
All right, we didn't have to bring that up. I don't want your mother listening to this. I mean, no, I've never been fooled by a single woman. But I just like to see the pictures. I like to see what they look like. They live so close by. Maybe they're one of my neighbors,
Now, James.
Most of the time, the horny singles got pimps. That's what I learned.
Apparently. Let's establish Chase a little bit. Chase, you believe there should be an age cutoff for using social media websites. So first off, which age do you think is too old? And second off, what's a proper punishment if a person after that age is caught on TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram?
I think a solid age cutoff for anyone who's using any sort of technology is if it was created 50 years after you're born, that's it. You don't get to use it. You start to get exiled from society. We don't need your gross old, like, flappy fingers touching whatever new shiny tech we have out in the world. And immediately capital punishment. No,
Immediately?
one strike, first strike, you're gone.
Okay.
I'm looking for a Logan's Run type society. Futuristic, no old people, everyone's fuckable. That's what I want to see. Okay. We'll put the jewel in your hand, you touch the tech, you're too old, it lights up, people come, they take you away in a car, put two in the back of the head. I don't care how they do it, they just get it done fast.
I'm not going to say that's our policy at Saggy Nuts Retirement Home, but I'm not going to say that's not our policy.
Yeah.
Saggy Nuts
They're just
Retirement Home.
They're just gonna be on the computer, and you're gonna slide behind them with a noose, right?
Yeah.
That's right over there.
How come nobody at Saggy Nuts makes it to 99? I don't know. Coincidence.
But Chase, by allowing old people to master new technology, they become confident because they don't feel obsolete.
That's right.
So what kind of disastrous consequences do you think this will lead to if we have more confident old people in society?
More confident old people in society, you've seen it. It was the January 6th raiding.
The insurrection?
And the insurrection.
47 of my clients were there. I don't know how the hell they got out.
That's exactly what happens when old people get on social media. They get convinced that something is real based on seeing little videos. They don't know how to fact check. They don't know how to see what's wrong. And the next thing you know, they're trying to tear down democracy.
I knew right when I saw that left duty stain on Pelosi's desk. I was like, that's Frank. That's Frank. How the hell did he get out? Frank, what the hell?
Yeah.
I went, he had a mannequin in his bed. Oh, Frank, when you get back here.
But to be fair, I mean, they made January 6th seem like it was just going to be a fun party. I mean, that's why I went. I was going to go, but then Cheryl talked me out of it at the last minute.
Oh, no. Okay. I got you.
I just wanted to get a couple of drinks with the fellas,
Yeah, and you had a Viking hat and everything all set up, too?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, they told you what to wear.
Oh, yeah? All right. Nice.
Like a costume party.
No one ever talks about the bright sides of January 6th. I mean, the fact that everyone was so goddamn old there, it made it the fastest insurrection in history. Right?
Yeah.
I know insurrections are good, but this was over in 20 minutes.
There were some young people there, I think.
Yeah, I had to shoot that one in the neck, but like other than her, I don't even know who the hell.
All right.
The guy freaked out. He was like, "Oh my God, it's one under 65!" Bang, 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 bang.
That one we could shoot. All right, I got you.
It's coming right for him.
No.
Had upper body strength, mobility. Wasn't throwing out a hip. It was crazy.
All right. Now, Chase, I quickly checked your social media pages, and it seems like your dad is killing you on it. All of your videos are you just saying motivational quotes, and at the end of each video, you cry a little bit to give it the effect that was meaningful. Don't you think that he has a better...
What the fuck?
Yeah, don't you think that he has a better argument for being on there than you do? Motivation quotes are a little overdone on the internet, if you ask me.
See, what my dad, and clearly you don't understand about social media platforms, is there's niches. You have to get into a niche. You have to build off of a platform. Just leveraging yourself as an older person on the platform, that's cute. But how is it monetizable? How are we going to make money off of this? At the end of the day, I'm doing these motivational quotes. People are going to come to me for life lessons. Then next thing you know, I'm pitching a live show. Next thing you know, I'm doing talks. Then I start selling out larger venues. Then we're selling a Get Your Life Together plan that comes along with a book and a tape set, or maybe some DVDs. We don't know what the future's going to look like.
But it sounds like you don't even care about helping people. If you're doing a motivational quote, isn't it about helping?
It's going to help people.
Okay,
People are going to be helped, and the more people that are helped, the more people will spend money. I'm very interested.
I'm not lying. It sounds like your audience would be old people. That was who would believe this.
I mean, it depends. It depends who's interested in it. If it is old people, I'll make sure to use old technology so that they are free to use it and don't have to be
well,
immediately.
if you win this, they won't be online. You won't be able to get them.
But, you know, I support everything my son does, so I'd be happy to be your first customer, kiddo.
Yeah, there you go.
This is going to be the weirdest Nuremberg trial I've ever seen.
All right, got you. So you have a plan and you think it'll work out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, when I see what my dad's doing with this social platform, there's no future in it. He's going to be making videos just talking to the camera. Eventually, people are going to get tired of this novelty, and he's going to fade away. It's just eating up views from people who have actually the potential to have a successful future on the platform.
Yeah.
And then he's also taking away boners at the same time.
Okay.
Worse.
I mean, jealous much.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and first of all, for every boner I take away, there's a lady boner in its place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe Maya Angelou said that once.
Yeah, maybe. Let's not fact check it. Now, Chase, studies actually find that anyone who's closer to death tends to look at life more positively, which is a very common perspective for older people. Since most of the internet is a dumpster fire of hateful trolls arguing, and older people are generally more positive, isn't it better to have them on the internet to try and balance it out?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay.
What if anything, if old people have found some sort of peace of mind in their older age, get off of social platforms. It's for the rest of us who are shallow and ego-driven to get some level of validation. Let us get our dopamine drips and feel good via our endless tube to the internet. If you can go out in the woods, go do your hunting, go, I don't know, pray and meditate, whatever old people do, walk your dog, like eat a grilled cheese sandwich, do whatever you guys like.
I love grilled cheese.
Yeah, they do.
Especially with that goddamn Campbell's.
They all love a
Tomato
grilled
soup.
cheese. The plain tomato soup. They don't want anything special in it.
Seasoning takes them right down. Heartburn. Yeah.
Not even a flake of pepper will touch it. That's
Can't
what
even
they
be
like.
thinking about pepper while you're making it. They can somehow taste it.
That being said, now we're going to let them get on the internet where they're going to be constantly inundated with all this stimulation. Oh my God, it's just going to fry their brain. But they're happy enough as it is. The rest of us need to find that happiness, and we're doing it through the internet.
Yeah, and you're saying shallow people, so it's like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
for a guy who
Absolutely.
does motivational quotes, that was very honest.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to be honest with yourself to get further in life.
Wow, that should be one of your next quotes. It really should.
Kiddo, you should record that.
Yeah, right.
He's more like a Tom Cruise in Magnolia or an Andrew Tate in real life kind of motivational speaker. That's his style.
That's a form of motivation, man.
Oh, yeah.
Get off your ass. You suck. You're a pussy. Try not to be a pussy.
That motivated the balls off of me, and I'm going to start giving that speech to the people at my retirement home.
But I love that you say that about pussies and then cry at the end of the video, right?
Well, they need to know that I care.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. All right.
He's always been an emotional kid. You know?
Yeah, apparently. Now, I will say this. Certain cognitive abilities decline as we age. The two most prominent is memory and attention. Recently, TikTok dad, you turned on your phone camera for a live stream, and after a quick phone call distraction, you forgot about it, unknowingly took your pants off, and gave yourself an enema in front of the camera to all your followers. Some anti-body shamers, some anti-body shamers declared it as brave, and other people have distributed it on several places in the dark web.
It's my first viral video.
Yeah, I guess. But didn't you feel embarrassed that you showed off your genitals in a vulnerable position to the world without knowing? Don't you think these kind of things are bad for old people who might have such compromised functions? It could totally tarnish a person's legacy.
Well, it's dangerous, you know. It's a lesson that I learned for sure, to be extra careful with that kind of stuff. But I don't think it tarnishes anything. I think that's what the internet's about, is being vulnerable. You know, putting yourself out there in a way that you hadn't before. Take a chance, take a risk. I mean, sure, did I do it to the extreme? Of course, but I learned a lot from that, and I got a lot of followers from that. I mean, sure, they mostly want to see me do another enema.
Yeah,
but,
and it makes sense why you're getting, people from IHOP trying to sleep with you.
Well, I mean, people like the show.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
A lot of IHOP workers on the dark web.
Yeah.
In fact, I would like to pay this man to advertise Saggy Nut Retirement Home on his platform, because I think he's going to blow up on the weird parts of the internet. I think 4chan, 8chan, Jackie Chan, everybody's going to love this guy.
Yeah, no
wow,
kid-
my first ever advertiser. This is
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
Yeah, you're already winning, right?
Yeah, this is great.
Can I pay you in old people medication? Can I give you, the oxys, all of that?
Well, I'm not a drug guy.
What the hell?
Try and set a good example for
You
my
mean I got to
kiddos.
pay you with money, currency?
Either that or maybe a guaranteed spot at your what seems to be a really nice retirement home. I mean, if you guys end up choosing to have social media, count me in.
Oh, all right.
All right. You're swaying me toward your direction.
I've always wanted to be in a streamer house, Big
Well,
dream.
just as a side, even you
There's a lot of streams going all kinds of places around this house.
I will add actually to that point. You can't really get canceled. Hey.
I know you make nothing.
Yeah, right.
I'm retired.
You're retired.
What, are they going to take my job? Go ahead. You
Yeah,
can't take my money.
exactly.
I buried it in the chest somewhere. Only I know where it is.
Where are they going to send you that's worse than Saggy Nuts? Guantanamo?
All right, exactly.
That fucking thing in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom where he's ripping the guy's heart out? Where's he going to go? That's worse than this place.
Exactly. It doesn't matter, I guess. If you don't care about your legacy, and it's not like you'd be canceled, you're retired. You don't have
It's
a job.
about sharing a piece of my life. I mean, I like to think that maybe the future generations will be watching this and they'll say, "Oh, now look at that. That's how they lived back then," And I'm just showing a little piece of my pie.
That's
I mean,
fair.
sure, I did technically show my whole pie at once, but just a little piece every day.
The whole pie and the berries. All over the dark web.
Hey, sometimes you got to do extreme stuff to get seen out there.
Yeah, and that was all by accident. Imagine
It's all
if you
about
tried.
exposure.
Right? Okay, that's a good point. This was actually brought up by your judge a little bit earlier, but let's discuss it. You
Right.
have TikTok Dad. You've taken part in several viral TikTok challenges.
That's right.
That I am pretty sure you weren't meant for your age. This includes a dance challenge where you broke a pelvic bone and had to go to the hospital. Don't you think that TikTok, which is known for such challenges, is a bad influence to older people? Maybe your son's right. And old people should be, I don't know, at least limited to Twitter.
Well, I don't think so. I think that, you play a sport, you take those risks. I mean, that's what it's about. I knew what I was getting into when I was learning those dances. I never danced my whole life.
Yeah?
I went to my doctor.
Okay.
They said, "We've never seen tighter hips than what you get." And I said, "Well, I guess I'm going to have to loosen them up, So it's either going to be that or giving it to his mom. I mean, it was going to break eventually.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
So at least I did it doing something I love. I was passionate about it. I was really throwing those hips around. I mean, you can pull up that video. It's good.
Yeah, that was your
this
second
guy's-
viral one.
That's right.
This guy's got gumption, Michael. I mean, you don't give yourself an anima in front of a camera or a laptop unless you got cojones.
I mean, people don't like making this comparison, but I mean, influencers are a lot like athletes.
Okay.
We got to put it out on the line. We work very, very hard. And for me, I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who's not going to dive in a playoff game just because I'm worried about my contract. I leave it all out on the field.
Oh wow! You know what was funny is I actually was going to ask your son how his father embarrassed him, and I feel already like I know the answer to
It's
that.
a self-fulfilling prophecy every time we have. He doesn't need to do anything. And he didn't even tell you about the time he did the one chip challenge and he was pissing blood for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Should have gone with half a chip on that one. Should've
That
gone with
one,
half a chip.
the doctor said I should not have done that. I should have done some sort of exam, and I was going to do the hot ones the next day, and golly, thank gosh I didn't do that.
Yeah, if you believe what Fauci has to say about it. I'm glad you didn't listen. That was another good goddamn video.
Hey, I like putting stress to the body.
Oh,
Really
wow.
pushing those limits. And
I mean, that's what aging is, though. Stress on the body. That's all of aging right there.
Yeah, but not like this guy does it.
Yeah, apparently, right?
Well, I didn't always get these opportunities when I was a kid. There was no social media for me growing up. I didn't have a way to share or dance. If I danced, it was by myself in the kitchen, because I
Wow.
was excited about a promotion at work,
What was your job?
Well, I've done a lot of things in my day. It was last thing I did. I was a corporate investor.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so it's pretty boring, and this is your way to be
Pretty
more exciting.
standard. You had to stick to a lot of corporate rules. They didn't let you dance at work. You couldn't sing. You couldn't do any
Anti-dancing
no
corporate
recording.
job.
Yeah. I mean, it's very strict. I had to wear a right suit and show up, smile, and I mean, and now I'm free. I'm free to do all this stuff. And now they're trying to take it away from me, like my boss did.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Rightfully so. Have you seen him dance? It's horrific.
I did.
You
He
saw-
got, he got hurt pretty quick.
Yeah.
Take a look. I mean,
With how quickly he's breaking his brittle bones, we're just asking him to injure himself again and again. This is a horrible idea the closer and closer he gets to social media.
That's
Yeah, his last dance was like watching McGregor's last fight. It was crazy. He steps back on the foot and then crack down.
I mean, the world's overpopulated. Maybe we need less old people, and this is a good way to get rid of some.
If anything, we should be pushing them towards their own social platform that only they can see and use, so it's free from anyone else watching.
Yeah.
And then
here I was thinking that I'd outlive the days of segregation. And they're trying to send us right back. I mean, this is the kind of stuff. These are the lessons that they need to learn. These young kids are going to put us further back in the past than the goddamn Nazis right there.
First, they came for the old guys giving themselves enemas on TikTok, and I
Yeah.
said nothing.
Yeah.
This is a slippery slope to fascism.
This really
I say.
is. This really is. All right. TikTok dad, how about I throw another thing at you? Social media is known for people being exposed to cyberbullying. For instance, someone had written under one of your TikTok videos that you are geriatric lame. And I mean, it was your son. And he did misspell this geriatric with a J.
It's a hard word.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about this form of abuse? Does it affect you, or are you just happy that people are talking to you?
Well, I think it's a bit of both, you know. I mean, you can let those negative comments get to you, and it can make you pretty depressed. You know, that's what happened to me the first time I started reading them. I said, boy, golly, no one's ever talked to me like this in my entire life.
Really?
I mean, they can get real negative on there. They start using slurs and saying cuss words at you on the internet. I mean, they'll make reaction videos to you, laughing at you just the whole time. They're just right stitched next to you, laughing right in your face. They can get difficult to overcome, but I feel like now nothing can touch me. You know,
Really?
you gotta address those feelings and face that. And now I'm stronger than ever. You can't say anything to hurt me.
Wow.
Doja
Say I'm a
Cat
bad
actually-
dancer. I'll tell you you're wrong.
Doja Cat actually stitched one of his videos and called him a pussy dryer upper.
Wow.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Doha. I was trying to be.
Thought it was Spanish here.
I mean, it is good to hear perspective. So, Chase, the internet is about diversity of voices and perspectives. Isn't it healthy to have a perspective from back when people used to pay 5 cents for a hot dog? History is known to repeat itself. So, don't you think your dad has something to add to modern times, considering he's also lived through inflation and a war, which is going on right now?
Wrong.
No?
No.
Okay. Good. Elaborate.
And old people's views are outdated. They no longer hold any merit in the current society. They think they can apply with their old thoughts from when they could buy things for 5 cents and from when war was more prevalent and people were getting drafted. To what the issues we're dealing with today, like climate change and like your nudes getting leaked on a social platform,
yeah, right.
or like they don't understand the struggles, and these old perspectives only slow us down to getting to modern solutions. So having old people in the way is like you're trying to drive down the street and there's a bunch of speed bumps. We're just driving over these old people one after the other in constant speed bumps, which honestly would be a better way to deal with them. Maybe we take them, we pave them into the ground, and then we use them as some sort of safety system when we're actually driving. Make them useful.
I just want to say, when we actually had old people as speed bumps at Saggy Nuts driving, that was a different time. You know what I mean? We're talking late 90s. I mean, it was wild back then. It was
Funny
like the Wild
story
West.
on that. One time I was driving, I thought I hit a speed bump. Turns out it was a lady.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It
Again.
happens to everyone.
Officially, we don't even know how they got there. For all we know, they tied themselves to the ground.
Okay. Okay.
And then, I mean, after that, I said, no more making TikToks while driving.
Yeah.
You gotta stay focused.
Awesome. All right. I am going to say this. Here's one of my big complaints with social media is that it is an addiction. They can have personal consequences. Now, TikTok dad, recently your daughter tried to hide your computer so she could spend some more time with you, and you banned her from the family.
Yeah.
Don't you think that was a harsh and pointless, considering it's just a creative outlet that you could do, whenever?
Yeah, but Cece was affecting the production. I mean, she was coming in here trying to say, hey, we need to go watch this movie. I said, movies can start whenever, but these trends are happening right now, They don't know how these trends work. If you're not hopping on them the second, then all of a sudden it's flooded and you're never going to get those views. I mean, you got to be on top of it all the time. So, it's not my job, but I like to think of it that way. I've been a hardworking guy my whole life, so I like to apply myself.
Wow, all the money you spent invested in her to raise her and everything, and you could just throw her away because you wanted to get to a trend?
Well, if she I offered her to come into the videos with me, but she wasn't interested in that. She said I'm too ugly and gross, and she's got her own TikTok channel. But it's not about abandoning your children. It's about taking opportunities for yourself. I've sacrificed a lot for these fucking kids over the years.
I bet, eh?
And it's about time I had my own.
Hey, Jace, but isn't that a good point for you? Because now you're his favorite, I guess.
I will say she is a bitch.
Yeah, okay.
She is unbearable sometimes. I mean, she's at that age.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the vitriol in this family, it's like Game of Thrones without the dragons.
And we're also not fucking each other.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Not that we know of. I mean, look at all the stuff that's come out already. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
you know?
it could be a good TikTok video if you were,
If
right?
that ever becomes a trend tomorrow,
Yeah, no kidding.
surprise, surprise. Got a new video on the dark web.
All right. What was it? TikTok dad, you have over 7.6 million followers on TikTok.
That's right.
When people become so popular, they can develop God complexes. Do you feel like you have one? If not, what do you do to stay humble?
Well, that's the good thing about the internet is you can get humbled at just about any moment. I mean,
Yeah.
sure, my videos might get 10 million views, 20 million views sometimes, but you go into that comment section and boy, howdy, will they humble you real quick.
Okay.
And then, you post one at the wrong time, or you post, you accidentally post a draft or something like that, and then it doesn't get those views, and you're like, oh, golly, everything's so fragile out here. I got to keep going. And then that motivates me to work even harder,
But I heard when you got first to 2 million followers, you tried to start a cult with those followers
Well,
in life.
let's be careful with our language, Michael, because it wasn't a cult.
Okay.
It was not a cult.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them what clothes to wear. That's a big difference.
All
Cults
right,
tell you what
gotcha.
clothes to wear.
Yeah.
I was simply trying to make a following of like-minded folks.
All right.
It's not a cult. Just ask his defense lawyers.
Yeah.
They'll tell you that.
But you just wanted to rule over them as a god.
Well, I wanted to give them some sort of guidance,
Yeah.
and I think I honestly inspired my son's TikTok channel because I wanted to, give these people a way to live their life, so I'd give them something to say every day when they wake up, and we'd all be making the same videos together. It was pretty magical time.
Oh yeah. All right.
Polyamory was highly encouraged.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't participate in the polyamory because I am faithful to Cheryl, but, yeah, and I mean, I said explore yourselves, explore your relationships. I mean, I was raised in a time where if you were even just fucking one guy, it was a problem, Now you can fuck 3 guys and you're barely even not a prude. So, yeah, polyamory is for the best. Get out there, kiddos, and fuck whatever you like.
As many IHOP waitresses as you could find,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't even have to be IHOP. You can go into Denny's.
Right.
Oh, gross.
Out of curiosity, one of the negative effects generally of too much screen time, though, is that you're going to struggle to sleep if you do it late at night. So, TikTok Dad, aren't you worried that sleep deprivation will force you to wake up late at like 7 a.m.?
I mean, that's fine, I've adjusted. I'm retired, I'm not on a schedule anymore. I make my own hours
Nice.
for the first time in my whole life. So that feels good. If I want to stay up extra late making TikToks or looking at trends, I can do that. If I want to get up early and look at the trends then and see maybe what they're doing over in Europe.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
people forget about that. You got to look at these international trends too. You want to stay big on TikTok.
Wow, that's fascinating. All right. Well, I have to admit, you do sound like you're very happy.
I'm the happiest I've ever been, Michael. I mean, I didn't realize how trapped I was. I thought I was a happy guy working my corporate job, But
Yeah.
now I'm totally free. And,
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. It's frustrating for people not to want me to just be happy and do what I want.
Yeah, it's weird. There's not a whole lot of rich TikTok influencers who are like, I'm going back to being a vice partner at some crappy little insurance for a firm
Yeah.
of some kind.
I can
Just
see
doesn't
that. Now, Chase, older people do feel more lonely. A lot of offspring like yourself don't like to visit their parents that much if they're at a retirement home. So don't you think this takes some of the stress off of those kids like yourself maybe to spend time with them because at least this is going to keep them busy?
If anything, I think it's going to give them another reason to contact us. Another lane of communication. We want less of that, okay?
I got
we
you.
want to isolate them as much as possible. We want to really get them away from any sort of communication, any sort of education, and any sort of thing that's going to give them a line to the outside world. If anything, let's start putting them right into like some sort of cement box. Like,
Okay.
just lock them away in there. They get maybe a little bit of screen time a day that's controlled by someone on the outside by a switch.
Yeah.
I'm
That's like,
listening.
yeah.
Nuts is listening.
Saggy Nuts is on board with this. Like, see,
Speaking my language.
we get the
Winning points.
We get someone in a real cheap contract job. Come in, just pour some cement rooms, get them in there. We can just and then like you slide a little plate of food in, they're good. They'll
Yeah.
go, and then there's like a bucket that they shit in or something.
Okay.
Like
that sounds like Guatemala.
I could be.
Yeah.
I mean,
just for social media, that sounds like you're going to waterboard them as well.
I don't like the bucket thing. I like a drain. Someone's got to clean their buckets.
drain. Okay, we can get
Someone's got to
that.
clean their buckets. That's a hard job.
We can get some sort of plumbing system in there as well.
There you go.
But what I'm thinking, saggy nuts, we have these people. The more they're disconnected from their family, less the chance they're going to leave, and the
you go.
quicker that these people are sort of going to dissolve and be helpless, the more people are going to be living in your saggy nuts retirement home, more money coming in.
Nice. That's true.
Mm.
But do I need them to contact them a little bit to be like, hey, things are still going good. Pay the money to Saggy Nuts. Pay my monthly dues. Hey, tell the feds not to raid the compound. He's
Yeah.
not making me. He didn't turn it into a sweatshop, which that's the word I don't like people using about Saggy Nuts
We,
right there.
we can make that mandatory.
Now, let me tell you
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, you might think that's going to get you more business, but let me tell you what the best form of marketing is right now in the business today, and that is social media marketing. I go into Saggy Nuts, I make one viral video with a couple of your residents, and boom, baby, you're on the map.
I mean, they do a lot of eminence eminence there. Why can't I say that word, Michael?
Yeah, you
It's
think you'd be used-
I can't say it. Enema.
There you go.
Enema. Jesus, I belong in my own retirement home.
Okay.
I'll show you how to say it and how to do it.
Yeah. Please help me. I mean, goddamn, if I tried to give myself one, I had a hard enough time saying enema. Boom, I got it. Look at that.
Boy, that is
7 times the charm.
That is a good point, though, because you can earn money on social media platforms. So, Chase, since old people are forced into retirement at a certain age, isn't it unfair that you can't allow them to possibly make, I don't know, money on their home enemas?
No, I think we need to. There's too much generational wealth being compounded year over year.
Yeah.
We need to try to cut that off at an earlier point.
Okay.
So that it gives an opportunity for the younger generation to come in and start generating their own wealth. So like I said, I think that 50-year cap of when you stop getting access to technology, also you stop getting access to income. After 50 years old, everything you earned is taken away from you, and you're just given a government allowance, and then you're moved into the old person area. And that's just kind of where you're kept. No one wants to have sex with old 50-year-old people. No one wants to look at them. No one wants to be around them. So it's like, what are they in the rest of society for?
Yeah.
Society is meant to be for
Just
young.
block them.
Just block them. Like if we could, what we're looking is to block them actually from society.
You're not expecting to live up to 50, are you? Hey?
I mean, I'm living fast and hard right now.
That's what I'm saying. These kiddos, they think it's a good idea. Then all of a sudden, one of these days, you're going to be that 50-year-old hopping on that bus and going to that home.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's coming quicker than you thought. I was a young buck not too long ago myself.
A lot of the Oxycontin crowd shows up at my door. I'm talking 45s, 46s, 47s.
All right.
Ageism.
Chase, just instead of then social media, what should they do with their day? What do old people should do if it's not social media? What do you think?
Because you can only masturbate so much.
Yeah, right?
Try telling that to my residents. Oh, my God.
I think we bring back hard labor. Get them to work.
Really?
That's it. Yeah,
Really?
just work.
They're not retired then.
Yeah, no, but yeah, retirement is being static, and if you're static, you're dead. So
Call it hard labor, call it whatever you want, just not a sweatshop. Again, that's got me in a lot of trouble. Those were false allegations. A lot of them, hard work keeps them alive. Hard labor.
Exactly. We got to put them to work. They got brittle backs, but they're made to be broken. That's like they're gonna break one way or another.
That was like my fucking Braveheart speech.
Okay. I guess that answers that. Let's we're gonna quickly take a commercial break so that we can promote our Patreon. Catch you right after. All right, I am back. This has been a great debate. Now we're gonna go over to the judge. So tell me about it. What do you think of the debate so far?
It's been a damn good one. Still
Pete?
really torn. Still really torn about what to do about this internet situations. You know what I mean? I've heard I've heard some good arguments on both sides. Let me tell you, I got a question though for Chase Valentine. Chase, if your did I just say husband? I'm a moron. I meant father. Again, I don't know what happens.
It's not a trend yet, but if it becomes a trend, we'll think about it.
Yeah. The hashtag guides in that house. Hashtag determines. But Chase, how will you carry on your father's legacy if he is indeed kicked off the internet and will not be allowed to continue making TikTok videos?
We're gonna flip his account. We're gonna take down all the content that's currently up there. We're gonna flip it into a huge, brand new motivational platform.
Wow.
It's gonna be used in this multi-level marketing scheme, very similar to the way Andrew Tate pitched stuff to people. We're gonna use that to bring in massive levels of income, and then from that income we're bringing in, we can start little side businesses, bringing out the merch, bringing all these different hustles, bringing in more income, so that we can eventually build this off world where we're gonna house all these old people. And that'd be very appealing to you, if you'd like to be governor of this old person island.
I mean, I was just supervisor before.
Oh, wow.
Governor of Old People Island. Oh, my God.
It's pretty good.
My
Pretty
shady
hot.
father and grandfather would be jerking off in their graves right now if they could hear that.
Chase, don't you think there's some people who love their parents?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
I think it's
We're all kidding ourselves?
It's a societal pressure to try and say that you love your parents, but realistically, you look at them and they're old and decrepit, and being around them becomes a chore. You'd rather be out there fucking. You'd rather be out there having fun instead of spending time with your boring old parents.
Society's taught us this.
It is.
Okay,
it is. It's
you're
Disney
right.
movies. That's where this
That-
came from.
You know, maybe if you
bet.
spend more time with your dad, you'd be in one of my TikToks and you'd give some actual viewers on your shit.
Yeah.
That's rude.
That's right.
You were shamed right there.
Hey, he's coming at me. I'm going to come right back at him. That's one thing that the internet's taught me is you can't take no shit from anybody.
I feel you. Right on. By the way, Pete, do you have another question for?
Yeah. Speaking of shit and lots of it, what should I do with the disgusting old decrepit people who basically do nothing but shit and find weird things to take up my time and bother me with if I don't have Matlock for them to stream and all the other Golden Girls, all of that nonsense?
I bet his answer is something with elder abuse, right?
How dare you? How dare you? That's not what we call it.
Okay. Sorry, Chase. Go ahead and answer that.
There's still a lot of analog things to entertain old people. Chess, checkers, different things like puzzles.
There we go.
We keep them with the old tech. They don't need any access to the new things. And they can still get, they don't need the streaming services, but they could still get cable television. We'll allow them that.
Nice. So you see that, Michael?
Yeah.
It's not a fucking sweatshop, okay? He's not talking about elderly abuse. And I want, if there's any lawyers watching or listening to this right now, if there's any DAs, anybody, he's talking about chess, not having them sew things together for whatever Yeezy's doing next.
We can pound the old people into some sort of paste product to feed back to the other old people. And it's like the way
Soylent Gray.
Exactly. It's
like it.
It's like the way that the oil companies take the off product to make plastic. Like nothing goes to waste.
There you go. And well, it's probably what they're using at the IHOP right now. I've had that food. It's disgusting. I'm like, oh my God, this syrup tastes like one of my dead residents. I hate this food.
All right. Let's, I think that's suffices. Let's go over to TikTok, Dad. Do you have a question for him?
Yes, TikTok Dad. Have you ever thought about finding a long-term girlfriend or wife for Chase so that he can have a family and you could get the whole family on TikTok? You could be like the Kardashians of TikTok. You could be TikTok granddad.
You're speaking my language. I've been trying to lock this kid down since he was 14 years old, but let me tell
Wow.
you, he's a squirrely one. This kid likes to fuck. He likes strange. I've tried. We had a nice neighbor girl. He dated her for a while, and then boom, he hits that age, and all of a sudden he wants to fuck everything that moves, you know.
Nice.
And I mean, you can tell by his algorithms that that's what he likes to look at. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
tough. It's tough. I mean, I would love to be TikTok grandpa one day, but you know, you gotta play your cards right. And right now, I got plenty of more dad material to keep making. I mean, my daughter Cece's driving me nuts, and people love to watch that stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a good point.
All right, second question for TikTok Dad. Have you thought of selling enemas as merch? That video crushed. It crushed.
It did really well, but you know, it's not all about merch. It's not all about monetizing everything. I mean, especially enemas. I mean, it's really specific. I mean, if he wants all old people to have social media, I mean, where's my market? I mean,
I'll tell you where it is. It's right here in Shaggy Nuts retirement home. These guys, they know their enemas and they're brand loyal.
That's right. You could just put like TikTok Dad and sign their enemas before they to use them, right?
hey, that's a good idea.
Put them in the vending machines. You could sell them at Shaggy Nuts.
I gotta go talk to Big Pharma and figure out how to get all these enemas branded.
Tell Big Pharma I said thank you very much. Shaggy Nuts loves them.
That's great. All right, let's move on over to closing statements then. So we're going to start this time with Chase. Chase, what is your closing statement that you want to part off to the judge on why you believe that the elderly should not be on social media?
The world would be a cleaner, sexier, better place without them on there. We all understand what we want out of social platforms, and we all understand what we don't want out of social platforms. So it's about time we stop kidding ourselves and stop lying to ourselves about what these things really are for. They're for entertaining and sharing the ideas of the young and youthful. The old had their time, and it's over. They've polluted the earth. They've ruined the economy. They've destroyed the housing market. We can't let them have social media.
This is like an internet Hitler speech. It really is. I feel like I'm in a bunker right now. Okay.
Make a TikTok video with 2022 Ava Braun. You'll go viral.
All right, that's a hell of a closing statement. Let's move over to TikTok Dad. TikTok Dad, please let me know why you think that the elderly should be on social media.
Well, I think that this is just a magical time to be alive.
Yes.
And to be able to experience these things. I mean, the fact that we're even having this conversation is pretty wacko.
Yeah.
I mean, you told my father this, he'd be beating the shit out of me with a stick.
Wow. Eh?
Just for even looking at a computer or a screen. So times have really been changing. And I think that's what we got to do. We got to embrace that, We got to embrace that times are changing. And social media makes opportunities for everybody. You can get stuck at your job. You can have a job at Burger King. You can work at the library. You can be, a supervisor of a retirement home. And you can start a TikTok channel. You can start a YouTube channel. And you can get people looking at you. And you can go viral. And you can change what you're doing with your life. I mean, that's an amazing time to be alive. And sure, old people being on social media might not make it cool. But you know what happens? Enough old people get on social media, another one pops up that's cool. And then they take it. And it's another chance for people to go viral and become superstars. Okay?
That's right.
So if anything, I'm making opportunities for people out here. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm looking forward to finally getting this kiddo viral.
Oh, all right. That was a very good closing statement. So let's go on over to our judge. Now's your time, the moment that we've all been waiting for. What's your answer to this peril that we go through? This ultimate question of should the elderly be allowed on social media?
I have thought hard about this. Yeah, it's a tough one, because I've been in the old folks home game a long time. My dad did it. His dad did it. They both did it with the hopes that if they worked hard enough and made enough money. Are you making a TikTok with me right now?
Yeah,
son of a bitch. Why are you're not even getting my good side.
Hey, kiddo, stick did here.
I look even more like Jim Brewer's nutsack from my left side. What are you doing, TikTok Dad?
And then I can't get it to stop recording.
Jesus Christ.
Well, at least
I'm on here bombing on TikTok. Looking fucking ridiculous.
it's out of context too.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll leave it. Fix it.
All the viral videos of me are out of context. It's a sweatshop. It's elder abuse. They always spread lies.
Yeah. Right on. So let's just get to it. Who's going to win this debate?
All right. I've just now decided I was gonna give it to TikTok Dad. But then he showed the left side of my face on that fucking video. I'm looking at his phone right now. It's going viral. They're writing shit about me in the comments. Wow. I bet this guy's guilty of elder abuse. He probably runs a sweatshop. I think they should look back into it, like Carol Baskin killing her husband. No. I didn't kill anybody like Carol Baskin did. All those people died of natural causes. Natural causes, I say.
Wow, so there you go.
Right. I worked hard like my parents did because they didn't want to be in a shitty nursing home when they died. Boom. And so I'm making it to where old people off of social media because they would just snitch on me, and me and Chase Valentine here are going to create a hard labor camp at Shady Nut Retirement Zone, and we're going to sell Soylent Grey to Denny's and IHOP to make sandwiches with.
Chase, you won.
There you go. You guys, it's official now. We'll start the plan soon to push all the old people out.
It's all hot people.
The silos will come. The trains will be there.
It's his plans, not his final solution, you negative bastards out there. Taking our shit out of context. Suck our shady nuts.
I'm sorry this didn't go your way, TikTok Dad.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot more than this to stop me. I'm going to go until they arrest me and take my phone away from my cold, dead fingers.
Oh, wow.
Nothing can stop me chasing my dream.
All right. That is some great parting words. Thank you to everyone who's listened to us. My name is Michael Harrison. Check out our Patreon, and this is Character Debates.